Do you guys remember Royal, the platform that will allow artists to sell tokenized royalties to their fans? Tech investor and rapper Nas invested in the platform, which was founded by Bilal. He is now selling 2 songs on the platform. So he's selling Ultra Black and Rare as these limited digital assets. So before we get into it, I'm going to give you guys a quick recap on how this platform works. So essentially, Royal allows any artist to sell tokenized royalties of their songs so that fans can earn royalties on those songs, and then possibly later the artist can buy those royalties back, allowing them to have more ownership and control over their music. Zach, I'm passing this right off to you. Nas has been kind of like a prolific investor behind the scenes in the crypto space. I know you did some reporting on it. Now he is selling 2 of his songs as limited digital assets on Royal. What do you make of this? Is this just going to kind of flatten the music industry as we know it?
I don't really get it, but isn't it crazy that Nas had a song called Ether like in the 90s, and ether became a verb for like completely annihilating someone with a battle rap? I think that's pretty cool, and it's under discussed that Nas was on Ether before Ether existed by like 15 years. So first of all, I'm putting that out there. Way to go, Nas. Second of all, I don't really know how this Royal thing works, but it sounds kind of cool. Like, it's not like some of these music NFT projects that we're seeing where, you know, you have NFTs of songs and then, you know, those are sort of freely transferable on various NFT marketplaces. This is like some other level of, I guess, like boosting fandom in a capacity of like tokens and sort of like, I don't know, building brand advocates by way of the crypto coins. So I'm curious to see like how it all works out and if this is something that is tradable and like if people find ways to make this work the way other crypto stuff works. But I'm going to check it out. I think the drop is on next Tuesday. I'm going to check it out. I'm going to see what happens. And we'll go from there. But it is cool that Nas, who's an investor in this project, you know, put his hand up and he said, hey, I want to be the first person to launch some songs on this thing, putting his money where his mouth is. So, pretty good get for Royal to have Nas on the cap table and for him to be the debut drop for them. So yeah, interesting to see how this pans out. A lot of Web3 music stuff is happening lately. So it's just gonna be a question of seeing what sticks. Over to you, Jen.
Yeah, I guess it's just another way to get the money you need to release the songs without being, you know, tied to the record label and getting fronted the money. And so it's an interesting thing for artists. I know Nas is able to do this because he completely owns the masters on those 2 songs. So for artists who don't own their masters, which there are many of them who are tied to their record labels, it will be much harder for them to participate in something like this. So it will be interesting to see what happens on that level. But I also think like these limited digital assets sound very securities-like. And I just wonder what's going to happen with the regulators. But Naomi, I'm sure you have more to say on that.
I mean, that's exactly my question, because we've talked in the past about how they've looked into this. Their lawyers say no, because music is like this other beast. They're not quite considered securities. But I mean, securities are financial contracts, right? They're kind of shares or bonds. This seems like a share situation. People are literally getting like dividends. They're getting royalties. They grant an owner a stake in an asset. Like, I mean, the 2 key features of securities is that they give the certain rights to the owners, and they also could be traded in financial markets. I mean, this seems to be exactly what these royalties are. That being said, it should absolutely not be so heavily regulated. People should be able to sell fractional ownership of anything that they create. I think it's crazy that the Securities Exchange Commission has come in and said, like, no, we're going to take all these opportunities for raising capital for your business away from you. And it means that only kind of, you know, the big players who have all of the capital to get them over that barrier to entry are able to participate. So once again, financial tools that are only accessible to the wealthy. It's not a really great system that we're setting up here is definitely not equitable. And one of the key foundational roles of the SEC is to create an equitable playing field, which they're clearly not doing by targeting all of this fractional ownership stuff. So I really hope that more people start experimenting with this stuff and they start fighting the SEC. You know, you've got XRP community fighting the SEC right now. You've got LBRY fighting the SEC right now. I hope people start realizing all of the opportunities that are being taken away from them because of archaic policies from the SEC and start really going hard and battling them, because it's crazy that artists can't do this. And it does seem like it's very great area that they're going to have to navigate.